Here are 6 tips to help you more easily beat Fortunes of War on any difficulty. Number 1 is to have a balanced team comp. Make sure to build a party that can deal with various threats, including hordes, elites, specials, and bosses. A good party composition would cover all 4 of these roles, but the best party composition would have characters that can cover 2 different roles depending on the situation. If you want my opinion, my idea of an ideal party composition would look like this. Number 2 is to learn important spawns. The spawns in Fortunes of War are set, meaning that enemies will always spawn at the same place in a round every time you play. While it also helps to learn where exactly certain enemies, such as disablers and bosses, will spawn, learning the exact spawn point isn't necessary, as simply learning where enemies spawn will help you plan ahead in your games. My advice would be to learn the spawns for bosses, large amounts of disablers, and specific waves that give your group the most trouble. Number 3 is to allocate potion use. Unless you're playing with a ranger vet with potion drops, it is crucial that you use the potions you have wisely. Talk with your team to determine who gets what potion and when you should drink them to get the greatest use out of them. A good rule of thumb to follow is that potions first go to boss killers, then to those with immense horde clearing potential, then to anyone else. Number 4 is to learn a kiting path. Especially in Cataclysm, there most likely will come a time where there will simply be too many enemies on screen at once for your group to deal with, forcing one or most of your allies to begin the process known as kiting. The term kiting refers to the act of dragging enemies away from your team to give them breathing room to fight, and if you happen to be one of the people who has to kite a large amount of enemies, you should be aware of at least one path that you can kite enemies around safely. There are multiple of these in the map, but here is my personal favorite. Number 5 is to use your environment. There are many objects in Fortunes of War that you can jump onto, allowing yourself to get above the horde and give you a potential way out of a bad situation. The difference between a good foul player and a great foul player is that a great player uses the environment to their advantage, jumping onto and over obstacles to prevent themselves from getting trapped. Here are a few examples of objects you can jump over in the map. Number 6 is to take a break. Fortunes of War is a challenging map, and you most likely won't beat it on your first, second, or even third try. If your team begins to become frustrated, take a break and come back another day to give it another shot. Use this downtime to think about what went wrong and ways to fix whatever holes or weaknesses in your team you might have, and when it comes time to try again, you'll be fully rested and ready to give it your all once again.